You know, there's this silent thief in most small businesses, a kind of productivity black hole that just eats up hours every single week. It's this problem that hides in plain sight, a time drain that most of us don't even really notice until bam, it's a huge issue.
And it always starts so small, right? Just a seemingly harmless little moment. A quick message, hey, can you send over that receipt again? It feels like nothing, just a tiny little admin task. No big deal. But what if that's just the tip of the iceberg? That's really the big question we're digging into here. How do these tiny, seemingly insignificant moments start to snowball into a real, costly business problem?
Okay, so how does this whole thing even get started? Well, for most small teams, let's be honest, expense tracking isn't really a system. It's just a thing that happens. Receipts get shared here and there, whenever, wherever, and at first, yeah, it feels totally manageable.
This is the phrase, right? This is what we all tell ourselves. We're still small. This works for now. And look, for a little while, it's even true. It gets the job done. But that phrase, for now, it definitely has an expiration date.
And this is where things start to come apart. As the team gets bigger, the expenses multiply. You've got more subscriptions, more purchases, more reimbursements. All of a sudden, manageable starts to feel really messy, and messy starts to get really expensive. And here's the real diagnosis. The task itself, logging an expense, that's easy. The problem is that all the information you need to do it is just everywhere. And so, the hunt begins.
First stop, Slack. Is that receipt buried in some channel somewhere? Maybe it's in a DM from, 3 weeks ago. So you start that frantic, endless scroll.
Okay, not there. So maybe it was an email attachment? Now you're in your inbox, you're searching keywords, trying to remember the subject line. Who even sent it? Ugh.
And of course, there's always the classic, a random screenshot saved to someone's desktop or phone. The search just becomes this crazy multi-platform treasure hunt.
And this is where you see the real cost. It's a chain reaction. This isn't just about a few lost minutes. It's about entire Friday afternoons just gone. It's team members getting interrupted to go find old receipts. It's financial reports getting delayed. And most importantly, it's time you could have been spending actually growing the business.
And look how fast this gets out of hand. What totally works for a tiny team of 3 completely breaks down by the time you hit 10 people. A simple 5-minute task just morphs into this dreaded Friday afternoon black hole. The big takeaway here is that growth just shines a giant spotlight on your broken processes. It's not about bad discipline, it's a sign your process just hasn't grown up with your company.
So what's the usual response to this? Well, most teams just try to fix the problem by working harder. We all fall into this trap of thinking that if we just put in more effort, we can solve what's actually a system problem. Does this look familiar to anyone? You send more reminders on Slack, you schedule those special catch-up meetings, you follow up, and then you follow up again. But this whole approach doesn't actually fix anything. It just creates more admin work for everybody. And this is the absolute key. You just can't outwork a broken system. Putting in more effort to find things that are scattered all over the place, it's like trying to bail out a leaky boat with a teacup. You're just going to get really tired. So the real fix isn't about more effort. It's about better structure. Honestly, the most effective teams aren't necessarily more disciplined. They just have simpler systems that make doing the right thing the easiest thing to do. And a good system really only does 4 key things. It makes it super easy to capture receipts right away. It stores them all in one central place, it shares them consistently, and it lets you review everything without having to go on that crazy treasure hunt. Here's the secret to the whole thing. Simplicity is what drives consistency. When the process is just easy and obvious, people will actually do it. Not because you're forcing them to, but because it's just the path of least resistance. It's the easy way. So what's the actual payoff for making this switch? Well, it's immediate and it's surprisingly big. You can actually start reclaiming those lost hours right away. I mean, just imagine this for a second. Instead of that frantic scramble at the end of the week, expense tracking just happens. It happens organically throughout the day as part of the normal workflow. No more chasing, no more nagging. And this isn't just about feeling less stressed out. We are talking about a real, quantifiable return. Leaders can get back 2 or more hours every single week. That's time you can put back into strategy, into supporting your team, into actually growing the business.
Ultimately, this is the powerful outcome. When you fix the system, that silent time drain just disappears. And all those hours you were losing without even realizing it, you get them back.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought. The problems that cost us the most are usually the ones we can't see, the ones that have just become normal. So it's worth taking a moment to ask yourself, do you really know where your hours are going?